Hey there everyone, it's Matt, and today I'm working with Windows 8 Pro on my Sony laptop, the Sony Vaio Z series. Again, this is a non-touch screen, so I'll be using my mouse, and what I want to do here is just give you some of my thoughts and tell you what I feel about Windows 8. I've had it for the past few days. Today is the 28th. I got on the 26th, the first day it was released. I did the $15 upgrade because I bought this computer less than 6 months ago. Again, if you want to take advantage of that, just check out Microsoft.com and look for the $15 update. Again, if you have bought a laptop or any kind of PC in the last 6 months. Otherwise, they have a special going on, which is $40. Great prices in comparison to the last updates, which ranged in the hundreds of dollars. Right now, they basically have a single prominent flavor, Windows 8 Pro, and that seems like what most people are going to get right now. So what we have right here is the tiles. Pump this up to the maximum brightness so you can see, and this is what you get with the Metro settings. And if you want to learn more about the system throughout, just check out the other videos I've posted up, the ins and outs, the applications, and the store, the app store that they have here, and how to do some of the easy access gestures and scrolling. But for now, I'm going to tell you what I think. I've downloaded a few applications so far. I have built up my tiles, and I just want to tell you, Windows 8 is all about populating those tiles. Right now, I only have one email account linked to my Windows 8 tiles. Here, I bring it up here, and it's one of about 7 that I have. And I have most of my email addresses on my phone and my iPad, so whenever I get a new email update or email to myself, I am notified immediately. Right now, I'm only seeing about 1/7 of whatever's going on in my email life. So until I populate all these with the rest of my emails, it's not going to look as fun. Because what you want these tiles to do is to look fun. See, I have my photos through Facebook, so they're scrolling in and out, going around, and it looks really cool. I have my Facebook synced up here. I don't have Twitter synced up yet, or Instagram, or anything, so you can only see things from Facebook that are going on. I have my Facebook Easy Access tab and iTunes Easy Access tab, or tile, and those are just going to stay the way they are. But the key ones you want to focus on in populating are mail, photos. I believe this one is, we're going to make that larger, people, which is going to be Facebook, messaging, your calendar, you populate that, it's going to tell you what's going on, update your weather settings to know exactly where you are, so it'll show up here. Right here you have your, I believe this is, yes, this is the news. Make sure you have that populated, and it looks like right now this one needs to be repaired. And I guess while we're on that, let me show you how to repair something. You go to the store, it opens up automatically, and it says this application needs to be repaired. Simply you click this button right here, repair, and it will start the process of re-downloading an updated version of the software. And it says installing news, and it has been installed. Let's see if this works properly now. And yep, we have all the news that we could possibly want. So it's easy. If something is not working and is broken and Microsoft thinks it needs to be fixed, or whoever the developer is thinks it needs to be fixed, it'll give you that it needs to be repaired, and it'll fix it really quickly. It seems like this news application does not take too much time to download, like maybe a game would, which I downloaded, cut the rope, and it took a little bit longer than I thought that it should take to download. Okay, and more things you need to populate are your finance tile, and what is this? It seems like this is the sports tile. Other ones that you should populate are the travel tile, and I believe that would be it for the stock programs that come with Windows 8. Of course, there are other ones that could come up, like let's see what else we have here. The New York Times is showing up here, and it's populating new information, new news. WeatherBug is populating new weather information, showing it's going to rain, and showing me the temperature here, moving actively. So it doesn't have to just show you one thing, but it cycles through the information that's needed. It may be a little bit annoying if you, hey, I want to know the weather right now, and then go back. You have to wait a second, but eventually you'll see. What I wish would populate more is, I really primarily use Facebook. I don't use Twitter that much. I don't use a bunch of other stuff. And this is not really giving me much. It's saying that my friends have commented on something. I don't know what that is, so I'd have to click through it to know what exactly they did. With this size text, you can't really fit too much, but it should scroll just like these other ones are. So-and-so has commented on what, and it should show me that. I wish that Facebook would have some kind of scrolling text on here. So-and-so has posted this something new, they've commented on what, and right now it's just a solid F for the Facebook. So it's not really giving me much. And Facebook as it is, it's opening up on, Internet Explorer. So it's not really giving me much. I don't think right now that we have a native Facebook application. Let's do a quick check. And no, there's no native Facebook application for here. So they still need to make one, and I believe at that time it'll come with some scrolling text, so you can have just a dedicated tab here. You can be able to delete something like this, which I'm not going to be using because I just use the Facebook on here. Other things on here that need to be updated. Remember, this is only day 2 of this officially being released in a non-beta version. Is Bank of America is only showing up as an Internet Explorer tab. Should have an official tab. Even though I know that Bank of America has an application available, it should say Bank of America, just like TMZ.com has their little TMZ logo. ESPN has their E. CNET still has not updated. YouTube has not updated. And I know that these programs do have their applications here as YouTube, but honestly, YouTube looks pretty boring. I think they could have taken this opportunity to put, your favorite, maybe new subscriptions scrolling in, scrolling out, doing whatever they need to. But hopefully that's something they're going to update, and a lot of these things are being updated constantly. There doesn't seem to be any updates right now, but usually when I am working on something or checking on the store, there's always an update going to be on right here saying 4 things need to be updated, but that was yesterday. And it seems like things are running pretty smoothly. I've had nothing crash except, for example, this. It didn't technically crash, but it said it needed to be repaired, and it looks like it works again. Let's go back, and here we go. So I'm liking a lot of the things that Windows 8 brings, but again, you have to have it populated or else it's going to look boring. A lot of the stuff here is a little bit stale. These look kind of stale, not moving when other things do move. But I guess if you had too many things moving, you'd probably get a headache. So we move down here. Here are other applications that I've downloaded from the store, and I kind of want to fit them in wherever I can. You can shrink anything. You can make it smaller to save space. You can make something or leave something big so you know exactly what importance it is to you, or whatever looks nice to you. And I guess they're all doing a pretty good job. But the face, these tiles, they have to be populated. If it's something that just looks plain like this, it will tend to look boring. And what I've started to do is, even when I go up to Internet Explorer, I use it from the Windows 7 emulator, the desktop version here. So I pull up Windows, because I like the tabs on here a lot better because they show up all the time, and I want them to show up all the time. As opposed to when you open up Internet Explorer here, you have to right click on an area that's not being used, and you have to click plus, and we're going to go to ESPN, and this kind of hangs around for a little bit too much, and I don't like how, it's good that you can see each and every tab, but it kind of removes from the experience, at least in my sense. I don't want to have to keep on right clicking every time I want to switch a tab. I want to be able to quickly glance up at the top, hey, Facebook is open, hey, ESPN is open, and then hit the plus sign for example, when I want to open up a new tab, just like we've had on the previous versions of Internet Explorer. Maybe that's something they'll change so that you can have the option to do so, but for right now, this is all you have here. So we're going to go back to the Start menu, and let's say, for example, you're using iTunes. So many people use iTunes. There is no native app for it. That's something that opens up specifically on the 7 emulator. Of course, we have the music here. It opens up very cleanly, but there are going to be a lot of things where you're going to be bounced back to Windows 7, bounced back in the past, until they make an application specifically for this new tile interface, which runs really smoothly. I've had a lot of people ask about, has anything crashed? And no, it hasn't. It's been released for the first 2 days officially, and it's run really smooth. It boots up in a second. It shuts down almost immediately. Check out the videos I have up on that. It's so quick. It takes seconds, and barely even that. Not even over 10 seconds to do any of it. For right now, let's check out some comments that I've received from you, the people who watch. Sorry, right now I'm a little bit congested, so bear with me. Let's see, we're going to work with, let's see, we're going to go to the video manager. This is my official YouTube page, so you can see here are all my videos. Let's take a look at shutting down the most recent video that I did, I guess before this one. I was talking about there being a solid-state drive on this computer, so maybe that's another reason why things move so quickly. Having a solid-state drive allows the processor to, or not the processor, allows quick access to files and data on the drives instead of having to spin around in a hard disk drive and find something. It's always basically, kind of basically, readily available. And I see somebody here saying SSD. I assume that they are excited about that. And again, I say that makes all the difference in the world. Another person says, oh wow, that's fast. It is very fast. And again, I say, yeah, Windows 8 Pro is so fast in its own, but SSD makes it so much faster. Going to keep on going up here. No comments for the boot up. We're going to take a look at the YouTube application. And I had a question about, or I had a question directed to me. I think you can search on the Windows 8 home screen and some applications, maybe YouTube, without using the charms bar by just typing anywhere. Could you test this out for me? What I did is I tested it out for them, and unfortunately you cannot just use this to search YouTube, which let me give you the example. I'm going to open up YouTube here. You click here, it's not going to automatically search, but if you go off to the side and bring up, I believe, settings and the keyboard, we have basically the touch keyboard. If this was a tablet, we could touch all this. But of course, we're going to use the mice or the mouse. That's odd. It seemed to work earlier. Again, I'm just learning how to use this too. But I tried this out before, and it allowed search immediately when I clicked any of these, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. Maybe it's something that has to be done. But again, I'm learning here with you, trying to help you guys out. So we're going to cycle through the applications here, and let's check out what's next. We're going to talk about the Windows 8 Pro gestures on a non-touchscreen laptop. Remember, Windows 8 was made for touchscreen devices. We don't have that right here. We are using a mouse, but this is the first time that I've been able to use a mouse and use gestures at the same time. We move up to the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to put my finger here, and it brings up the charms bar, which I assume it's called now. And we get all these things right here. We move up to the upper left with this, and we get whatever other tab is open. We have the YouTube application, and we click it. We can cycle through what's going on here, and we're back to here. If you can see very lightly here are the other applications or tabs open. You go up here and you scroll down a little bit, and you can see everything that's being used, and you can shut down things if you want. shut, and shut. And we still have everything open here. And somebody asked, are those all the gestures for laptops? Can't you drag your last app opened from the left border to the center of the screen to use it like a touch interface? You could, but for the mice you really don't need to. It's not entirely usable. So we see here, we drag it, and it pops up here. Another thing I like here is, let me see if I can build this up, is we can have dual screen, a dual screen mode. We have our YouTube web application open here, and we have the YouTube player on the side, so you could watch videos and do your work here, or have two things open and cut and paste. Very useful, and I think it's something I like a lot. But then again, this dragging the other application in the center, it's okay, but it's not something that's very useful at all, I don't think. So let's go and take a look at more comments if we have them. Gestures, here's one. I did have a question about how to find my computer on here. I wasn't able to find how much storage I have left without going to the start bar, and I got a lot of good answers for it. And somebody says to find computer or any app settings for that matter, go to the start screen and simply start typing. You'll get search results immediately. You can select a category from the right pane, and it'll show the search results specific for the category you selected. Very useful. Have a lot of good answers here, and I thank you guys a lot. Let's see if there's anything else that we have to touch on before we end this. Nope, I believe that's pretty much it. Here's the first video that I have of a touchscreen device. And I have one person say Windows 8 equals fail. And another says, here I want to read this out to you. People say that Windows 8 is a failure, but in actuality Microsoft has outdone themselves. What OS these days has support for both touchscreen and desktop PC and laptops? It is a new and only hybrid of the two touchscreen and desktop experiences. So haters, stop hating. Microsoft has done a lot of work on Windows 8. People should be happy that Microsoft has created a hybrid OS. I think that is really great. Of course, I have my iPad. That's only a touch screen interface. I had my old PC, Windows 7. That was only something you can use with the mouse, but you can easily see here, going back to the tiles, that this would be something I would definitely like to have a touchscreen for. But even if I don't, I am still liking it. It runs very smooth and it's very intuitive. So if you have any questions about Windows 8, anything you want me to test out, let me know. I know this has been a long video, but I'll be releasing shorter ones to talk about key points about Windows 8 or the 7 emulator and see what has changed there. So this has been Matt for Creative Reviews. Let me know if you like this, if you hate this, anything about it. Find me on Facebook, WordPress, and Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time.